It may look like an ordinary violin, but it sounds like $1 million.
Until I sort of picked up, say, this instrument, I sort of had no idea of how much an instrument itself can have its own character and its own soul and guide the player as to how it wants to be played.
This 300-year-old Guarneri violin was bought by the Australian Chamber Orchestra's Rare Instruments Fund for $1.3 million 6 months ago and is already being valued at $1.6 million. The fund's first acquisition was Australia's only Stradivarius, purchased for almost $2 million 3 years ago, now worth almost $3 million.
The fund opened with a unit value of $1 and it's recently been revalued to $1.20. So over 3 years, it's a bit over 6% compound.
When I hear them being played by the orchestra, I regard it as part of my annual dividend from the investment. And it's much nicer than just getting a cheque in the mail, I have to say.
But only big players need apply. To qualify, investors must have assets of $2.5 million or earn more than $250,000. So far, there are 12 investors and as many philanthropic donors to the fund. On track to buy more than $10 million worth of stringed assets within as many years.
The aim of the fund is to generate capital growth for our investors through their ownership, if you like, in a bank of fine instruments, and at the same time to add to the sound and the texture and the colour of the orchestra through the addition of these absolutely wonderful instruments from the golden age of string making.
For this fully trained doctor who found her calling not in medicine but in music, playing a Guarneri is a dream come true.
One gets very close to the instrument one plays, especially when it's got as much character and personality as this one. And I don't know whether it's something to do with it being so close to the human voice or the way that it kind of sits against one's heart or something and vibrates. But you do develop a very close personal relationship to the instrument. But that said, I guess like I'm only such a small part of this instrument's lifetime.
If you talk to the players and if you see the passion and the joy and the pride they have in these instruments, then I think absolutely having the ability to play these rare instruments can only enhance their performance, in my view.
Audiences will be able to hear the prize Guarneri alongside other multi-million-dollar instruments during the ACO's coming national concert tour over the next 2 weeks.